Men and women gather separately and together in non-scripted conversations over the topics at hand. The people and their responses are real. No telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in. All right. Welcome, everybody. It's his and hers. Last week, I know we hit y'all with the male-female panel, but something 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 happened this past week of note that must be addressed. I believe a lot of the things that we have talked about on the show prior, a lot of the questions that we've had prior to this event have somewhat talked about what had happened. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage. I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, I never thought in a million years that these words would come out of my mouth, family. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars on stage. All right. Look, I can't even begin to explain it. First of all, before we actually get into the video clip, let's do some housekeeping and let's introduce all of our panelists for this evening. Returning from Sanding Springs, Georgia, we got Miss Valanese. We've got Lucky down in ATL, Georgia, with a hilarious background of the actual incident. Sharoyce, Richmond, Indiana, representing the Colts as we speak. And we also have India from Indianapolis, Indiana, who shall be joining us here soon. But let's get into this clip of, again, I don't know what adjective throw on this, but we just gonna watch it real quick. All right.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
All right. So, well, what we just witnessed, and if you're just joining us at this exact moment, we just went over the clip of Will Smith getting, I can't even say it's appropriate to say that he was necessarily mad at Chris Rock, but he got up out of his chair to address Chris Rock, as you heard, having Jada's name in his mouth in a negative fashion. So, the first question that we have tonight, before we get to anything else, we just gonna cut to the quick. Family, was Will justified? Was Will right to smack Chris Rock? Like, what was Will justified in what he did? Are we gonna talk?
I say we'll let the ladies go first.
Absolutely.
Are we going from right to left, or
we'll go left? We'll go left to right. So, India, if you would be so
good. Oh, cool! I get to go first. Well, I'm gonna say yes and no. I think it's just a time and place for everything. I think Will Smith being a comedian, Chris Rock being a comedian, um, you know, me being a comedian. Let's start there. We typically touch base on things that we find humor in. Some people touch base on other people's struggles. Was he justified? I'm going to say yes, because he was protecting his wife. And me as a newlywed, one of the things that I've learned is you always protect what you love. As a celebrity, as a person out in the public, I definitely think that could have been handled a different way. But at the end of the day, he's human.
Okay.
But that's
Okay. Okay.
I don't think that Will was right. I understand what Will did, and I agree with India. It's a time and place for everything. I'm also a stand-up comedian and a comedic actress. I don't think that Chris Rock was being malicious when he said what he said to Jada. And I'm not married, so I can't speak on a husband and wife aspect, but I have been in serious relationships. So personally, if I felt a certain kind of way or offended, I would have said something to my significant other, but I wouldn't have let them get up and go slap somebody on national TV, because at the end of the day, we're at work, so that's you risking your job, sponsorships, things of that nature. And then it's like, Will Smith is America's sweetheart. Like you said, in a million years, you would never think you would say that he slapped someone on national TV in real life, So I don't think that he was right to put his hands on him. I don't feel like what Chris said was even deep enough to get hit for.
You have it, fellas. What y'all got for us?
Okay, well, I put a post up after the incident, and I said that it's a sad day for comedians. And the reason that I said that was because, what Will did opened the door for a lot of opportunities for this to happen again. And that's wrong, because as a comedian, comedians make jokes about things to make people laugh, and nothing is off limits. They talk about white, black, Mexican, gay, half orientated people missing limbs. It's like, so her condition, is not off limits, and to be sitting right in the front row, hey, he's a comedian. He's going to pick the first person that, right there. And his joke that he chose, like you said, that was a good one. And it was a good one. It fit. She had on the green like G.I. Jane. She's bald head. It fit. It's like, so it wasn't a bad joke. So, and Will laughs at the joke until he looked at Jada. So I know a lot of people saying that, it's protecting your wife, but it's comedy at the same time. And if they really had a situation, or they felt some kind of way, address him, pull him to the side, wait till commercial break or something. Hey, bro, that's wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree. Will was 100% wrong in this situation.
All right, Sharoyce, what you got, man?
Look at here. I'm gonna tell you that I don't have the answers or whatnot, but I agree with each and every single one of the three panelists or whatnot. India, yeah, you got to protect, you got to protect what's yours, with Val or whatnot. Yeah, he was wrong. He could have basically, waited till later or went about things in a way that wouldn't jeopardize his endorsements, his public image, because he's supposed to be America's sweetheart. Everything that Lucky said, I agree with. I don't know what Will has been going through, like mentally or whatnot, because in the back of his mind, his mind was set on this thing being a beautiful night because he had worked so hard at something. And then next thing you know, being emasculated in front of Jada's platform because because of the whole entire August Alsina thing and the open marriage or whatnot and everything that's going on with his family. It probably broke him. Chris Chris Rock is his colleague. They've been friends forever. Even before Chris Rock said the joke, he said, "Jada, I love you. Can't wait for G.I. Jane Part 2." So it wasn't meant to be malicious. But when he looked at his old lady, I guess he felt he had to do something because of what probably went on at the table talk. You never really had my back. You do this, you that. So I just need more information or whatnot. I I don't think, in a way I think it wasn't called for and it could have been handled in a different way. But at the same time, look at here. He human, just like India said. Look at her. Turn up on me.
All right, all right. Actually, because we played the video initially, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with more questions, more topics, and oh wow, I just got some news on the matter, but we're going to come back to that after the break. Stay plugged in.
If you or someone you know would like to be a panelist on His and Hers, email us at production@plugnetworkonline.com. Subject line, His and Hers. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. Telling what's gonna happen. It's His and Hers. Let's jump in.
All right, welcome back with more His and Hers here on the Plug Network. Okay, so Sharoyce, you were just going on about the backlog, because that's the theory of what happened. Basically, there was an overflow because the panel pretty much agrees, for the most part. I'm gonna say, India, I believe you're the only outlier at this point, that um, you know, he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock for numerous reasons. And there was an overflow of emotion because of what's been going on with Jada. So, with that said, well, not just Jada, but the whole Jada August Alsina and Red Table Talks and the whole nine. So, with that said, let me throw this topic in there. What do we think about celebs and mental illness, and how it affects hold on. All right. What do we think about celebs and mental illness, and how is that different for Black male actors versus other male actors? India?
I'm gonna say, for the most part, let's be real here. The African American community typically frowns upon seeking help when it comes to mental health. I spent a portion of my career in courtroom and correctional settings, and the fact that you have to confide in a total stranger about your mental state is challenging for some people. The failure to actually acknowledge that you have a problem is even more challenging, because that's where it starts. It starts with you. It starts with you being able to acknowledge that you have an issue. Ultimately, I think the fact that it's pretty much been shunned for so long in the Black community, that's one of the reasons why mental health isn't properly being addressed. That's why we, look at our Black youth just, running around killing each other. Not saying that it's limited to them, because you've got Caucasian guys killing each other. You've got, Middle Easterns, killing everybody, including themselves. So ultimately, I think just the correlation between color is more so related to the stigma that exists within that race, not as opposed to the person that's reaching out for help. I'm pretty sure, for example, I'm pretty sure Will Smith probably does have some sort of emotional stress going on, especially considering, everything that has been highlighted in the media with regards to his marriage, with regards to his career, even his children. So being able to, open up and say, yes, something is wrong with me and I need help. That's one thing, but actually moving in the direction to actually seek that help, that's a whole other ball game. So I don't really think it's more of one race is more privileged to, resources for mental health. It's just about us advocating within our own communities that there's a problem and we actually need to challenge ourselves as a village to fix that problem. So I don't really think it's tied to Black or white. I just think it's just individuals and then just that mindset overall.
Okay. Villainies.
So I'm trying to read the question again.
I could say it out loud.
Okay.
What
Sorry.
do we think? No, you're fine. What do we think about celebs and mental illness, and how is that different for Black male actors or celebrities versus other male celebrities?
Okay. So I agree with India as far as how it's been shunned in the Black community, and we just don't want to tell people our secrets. Or, we grew up with the what stays in this house, what happens in this house stays in this house era. So a lot of us take that to heart. We take things to our grave. And with white families or white guys, I don't know any that have been taught that. Not saying that they are not, but I don't know any that have been taught that. And then we also have it where a lot of people in our community, if we tell them that we're depressed, the first thing they do is jump on the phone and start laughing and telling other people, oh, they talking about they depressed. So I think that's what one of the differences can be, is that we're not able to express ourselves when we suffer some type of mental illness, whether it's anxiety or depression or schizophrenia, whatever, what have you. So that's one part of it. And I think just as Black people, they think that we're stronger. They think that we can literally take on more than any other race can. And so for a Black man to cry or say this or that, he's weak. But if a white man cries or says that he's depressed, they want to usher him to the doctor. They want to give him all the medication he needs. They want to make sure he's getting healthy and, things of that nature. So I've actually had a Black, well, not a Black friend. I had a white guy friend who went to go seek medical attention as far as mental health. And he went and told his doctor pretty much the same thing I was telling my doctors. They gave this man weed. They gave him, they referred him out to other, he was an outpatient to other therapists and stuff. They told me I was bipolar and gave me whatever the going drug was at that time, like Zoloft or Paxil or whatever. So, and I'm a Black woman, so I can only imagine what they would do to a Black man if he comes in there and he's telling the same story, he's having the same issues versus his white counterpart. I'm Val and I'm done talking.
Okay. Luck, what you got for us, man?
Mental illness is you know what I mean, it's definitely a real thing. And Will, it's no doubt he's going through a lot. You know what I mean? To with all the pressure that he has on him, being that like they said earlier, he's the golden boy of television right now. So that alone puts a lot of pressure on you. And then when you have the wife that he has doing the things that she does, it pushes his manhood. So and you got to think he came from Philadelphia, so that he's already had to deal with the struggles in life and things like that. So it's like mental illness is real, especially in the Black community as a whole. Like, a lot of people don't speak on it, especially men. We're not going to talk about what troubles us, what we're going through. We're going to try to sit back and we're going to try to figure it out. But at the end of the day, we got to realize, hey, it's okay to tell somebody, it's okay to cry, it's okay to get a hug. But we were taught as men to be tough. You get knocked down, you get back up. You don't, that's just what it is. You get hit across the head, you take it and come swinging back. But at the end of the day, we still human, but we have to hold our emotions. And that, that builds a lot of illness in you as well, and a lot of people are still traumatized by slavery, and we can't overcome that hurdle. That's why you do see what's going on in the world today. It's like we keep thinking about the past and they don't let you forget about it, so we keep reliving it, and the traumatization keeps happening. So mental illness is definitely real.
Okay, that's an interesting point. We keep reliving it because they won't let us forget it. That's interesting. Okay, Sharoyce, what you got from us?
Oh man, how do I follow all of that up? All right, I agree with each of my panelists somewhat, because just like India said, as African Americans, we are generally adverse towards seeking help for mental conditions. And just like Val said, they African Americans are held to a different standard when it comes to diagnosing, because they're going to chalk everything up as either bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. I mean, it was recorded. And just like Lucky said or whatnot, yeah, we're taught to, mama ain't raised no beep. And it's crazy because look at here, I can't go to my mom about certain things, because even in the back of her mind, I'm supposed to be a strong African American male who lets nothing break them, and she don't even want to talk to me if I can't bear my soul to her. What I want to say is that celebrities, especially Black ones, are held to a different standard or whatnot. You see how Obama had to walk on eggshells or whatnot, being the president, because they were looking to use any and everything in order to tarnish his image. But Trump could do anything he wanted and said anything he wanted, and he pulled no punches. All right, now, being human, we have to be so many separate people, right? So, like when we wake up, we gotta interact with the people at our job a certain way. Then we gotta interact with our loved ones a certain way. We got to be an authority figure to our kids. We got to interact with our lover a certain way, in the streets, and then in the sheets a different way. And it gets hard to manage that. But with a celebrity, you have this persona that you have to basically put up there and kind of sort of maintain, because this is the public's perception of you. So you're a spectacle or whatnot, and everybody you're basically the standard, and you're also going to be the scapegoat at the same time. So it's a catch-22, and he was cracking because he might have. I mean, I'm not going to say correlation means causation, but look at here. You have the media talking about what he should have did with the August Alsina situation, and then he's trying not to crack under pressure or whatnot, and we don't know what he's been ruminating about the whole entire night. And once he looked at Jada, look at here, that was what did it. That was what did it. I'm a baby, I'll stop talking, but look at here, turn up on me.
All good. It's all good, brother. Actually, it's perfect timing because we got to cut to another commercial break. When we get back, we're gonna go a little bit deeper into it and with some more deeper questions. Stay tuned. Stay plugged in to His and Hers on the Plug Network.
If you or someone you know would like to be a panelist on His and Hers, email us at production@plugnetworkonline.com. Subject line, His and Hers. Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. No telling what's gonna happen. It's His and Hers. Let's jump in.
All right. So let's pick up the momentum of this conversation a little bit. The world wants to know, do you, and this is personal to each of you individually, do you believe that it was staged at all? Or did you believe that it was staged at first?
Is it on me? Hell no, it wasn't staged. Was not even close to being staged. You can hear the emotion in Will's voice. You can almost tell that he really didn't want to go there. But, again, we're third parties. We're on the outside looking in. Just the same way as my marriage, no one knows what goes on in my marriage unless I tell you what goes on in my marriage. The same way as what goes on in my life. You don't know unless I tell you. Otherwise, you're going to assume, you're going to collect thoughts and opinions based off of what you've already been exposed to. So considering that, everything in his marriage and, with his kids has just been plastered across social media, plastered across the internet, the news. It's almost like I don't really even know how to sum that up. I think, think about them behind closed doors. Think about him watching his wife comb her hair out in patches. You know, Jada Pickett is a beautiful woman. I followed, you know, like literally their entire relationship from the time he left his first baby mama that got with her to the co-parenting to the blended family. Like, I idolized them as a kid. This was the couple that I wanted to be like, you know, a baby mama, you know, the first baby mama. Now you got a new girlfriend who's eventually become, you know, the mother of your kids and your wife. You know, so no, I definitely don't think it was staged. But again, I do think, you know, everyone has their breaking point. And I think in that moment, regardless of what Will had going on in his life that was positive, he folded. He completely folded. Chris Rock, I commend him because Will would have caught these hands. I got the short people complex, so he definitely would have caught it on stage with no problems. We both was going to be riding in a paddy wagon throwing down together. But no, I definitely don't think it was staged. I just think Will was living in that moment of hurt and he was being human.
Okay. Got you. Val?
I think it was staged. And the reason why can I tell you why I think it was staged? Do I get that opportunity to say why?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Okay. So I think it was staged because Will was laughing at first. And he was laughing from a good, healthy place. It wasn't like a little, you know, he was really laughing, unless he was laughing at the previous joke and the laugh kind of rolled over into what Chris Rock said. I'm not sure, but Will was laughing. And you could see Jada's discomfort after he said what he said. And when they rolled the camera back to Will, he was still laughing even after Jada showed her discomfort. So then it goes to Chris Rock. And Chris said whatever he said. And then he was like, uh-oh. And at that point, Will was walking up to him. He slapped him. And then he went and sat back down. But when Will even turned around, he was smirking when he turned back around after he slapped him. And Chris was even low-key smiling as well. And then I don't know. I just don't feel like it was. I feel like it was staged. I feel like I want to see the camera be where we had those few seconds between him getting up and walking to Chris and Jada or, you know, Lupita saying whatever they said to get him to jump up. Because his reaction originally towards his reaction when he sat down didn't match to me. And the fact that Chris Rock was standing there with his hands behind his back when a grown-ass man was walking up, can we curse? When a grown man was walking up to him, anything, you know, can't nobody walk up on me and I just said something about their husband or wife and I got my hands behind my back, like at all. So I don't know. It just none of it made sense to me. And in order for me to understand stuff, it has to make sense. So it could have very well have not been staged, but just in my mind and in my little world of shit having to make sense to me, it doesn't. I believe it was staged. And this is entertainment. We have to be aware that these people are paid to entertain us. And the Oscars ratings have been in the toilets for years. And, you know, if it wasn't staged, it could have just been Chris just got the backlash. You know, he got what Will Ben probably want to give Jada. You know, I don't condone domestic violence or violence of any kind, but he will, you know, Chris probably got rocked because Will wanted to do that to Jada and he couldn't. So I'm Val and I'm done talking.
Chris probably got rocked. Okay. I can't wait for your mixtape to come out. Okay, real quick. I just want to, just a side note question. Just show of hands. Who knew that the Oscars was even on before this? Okay, so India, you only, I had no clue. All right, Lucky, back to the question, brother. Do you believe it was staged?
Well, you know, I definitely believe it was staged at this point. You know, a lot of research has been done and put into some things, you know, with me being in media. So, you know, we actually have a picture that was blown up and some video footage to where you could see Chris prepared himself when Will got up there. Like, you know, I mean, the neck was tucked in, you know, the chin was kind of put to the side where you could, you know, get a good one in there. And if you look at where Will slapped him from, it's like he didn't come from all the way back like everybody trying to make it seem. It came from the front of him to where, you know, ain't no power in it, because if you pay attention, when he hit Chris, Chris really didn't budge. But if you smack somebody hard enough, you can see them slap videos. You slap somebody hard enough, they head and everything gonna move around a little bit. It's gonna knock them off balance. So with all that, it's like no, and like Val said, you know, Will was laughing. He was laughing when he walked away. And if you pay attention, or if you was able to see it like we seen it, even Chris was laughing after Will slapped him. It's like if you in shock after somebody slap you, you're not laughing. You like, you know what I mean? And the fact that if a man slap you and you a grown man and they slap you and turn their back to you, you're gonna be on their back. So, you know, but you know, then you look at it like Val said, you know, the Oscars has been toilet bowl for years. And they said the last time they had great ratings was when Chris Rock was the host, which happened to be the same year that Will and Jada was boycotting them. So this year you bring in a whole Black production staff. You have the first time having a Black female rapper perform. Will and Jada are up for awards. Chris Rock is hosting. It's like, and after that slap, the Oscar has been the most talked about that it has been ever. As well as Chris Rock was on tour at the present time. His sales have not been doing very well, but now every show that he's on is sold out. And they just announced the tour with him and Kevin Hart, and the tickets are bananas. As well, Jada and them just got another major endorsement deal for the Red Table to tell their story about what happened at the Oscars. Like, seemed all well planned out to me.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Sharoyce, what you think, brother?
Man, if Will Smith smacked August Alsina like that, no wonder why he walked away unscathed. Now, I think that it was staged because Chris Rock is from Brooklyn. You're not about to walk up and put your hands on no nigga from Brooklyn and not get I don't give a damn how professional Chris Rock was. Like, he from Brooklyn. They don't play that shit or whatnot. I know that for a fact. Now, the thing about it is, I don't know whether Jada gave him the cue or what, but he made sure that he did that super semi bitch slap that wasn't meant to hurt a fly. And then he basically went back. Yeah, I guess it was like, oh, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Keep my wife's name out your mouth, which was probably meant for August Alsina. I don't know. But hey, look at him. I ain't got the answers.
All right. So, okay, so some of this has already been covered. We're going to get into the next one. Now, taking into account everything that, let me see, taking everything into account that we've gone over thus far, all right? And it's just in, but right before the commercial break, I got news that apparently Will was supposed to leave after he was asked to leave, but he, I guess, thugged it out and was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So, yeah. That in mind, should Will keep his award?
I'm gonna say no. Despite him earning it, but the embarrassment to the to the entertainment industry was mind-boggling. Again, it's a time and a place for everything. I understand we're human, but at the same time, when we're living in a public image, I feel like there's a certain level of integrity and character that we have to maintain. That's just no different than if a judge goes out and catches a DUI, are they allowed to continue practicing law? No. So why should he be entitled to claim, this award that he worked for? Unfortunately, he put himself in this position because, again, as adults, we still have to have that discipline, within ourselves to control our emotions and be more logical and rational in our behaviors and our actions as adults, especially when we're out in public. And furthermore, when we are, such a huge public image, and let's be real again, Will's following is huge. It's not just limited to adults, but let's talk about kids. Look at his family right now. Look at his kids. His kids have came out and made statements. It's me personally, no, he shouldn't keep the award. Ultimately, I feel like he should be banned from the award show altogether. Because again, there's just an image that we have to uphold. And until we learn how to discipline ourselves as adults and not be so quick to react out of emotion, he's going to forever be scarred with this. But no, I definitely think the award should be stripped. I definitely think it should be stripped, and I think it should be reissued to another actor.
Okay. Val, before we hear your answer, we got to cut to commercial break one more time, and then we'll come back and hear your thoughts and the rest of the panel. It's His and Hers on the Plug Network. Stay plugged in.
If you or someone you know would like to be a panelist on His and Hers, email us at production@plugnetworkonline.com. Subject line, His and Hers. Want your brand or business featured on the plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. Telling what's gonna happen. It's His and Hers. Let's jump in.
I only got one thing to do. That's it.
You want to play board game with me in a little bit?
All right, Plug family, we are back with more His and Hers on the Plug Network. We are talking about the Oscars with Will smacking Chris Rock on behalf of Jada. Pink, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the current question at hand is, should Will keep his award? Val, what you got for us? We're on Val.
Oh man, so normally I don't try to be 50-50 with anything, it's either in or out, up or down, black or white. But with this one, I'm like, God, I don't know. Simply because he worked very hard for his award. And I don't really know what the rules are for this. But as an actress, I would hate to lose my award that I worked damn hard for because I got caught up in my feelings. But as a woman of integrity and as a woman who holds herself accountable, I would take the L if I lost it because of my actions. So do I think he should lose it? No, because he worked for it. Do I think that if he does lose it, he should make a big stink about it? No, I don't. I'm Val and I'm done talking.
On the podcast too. Nah.
All right. India, you are mic'd up, so we can't hear everything that you're saying. Just want to let you know.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay. That's better. Okay. Val, you had more, or that was...
No, that was it. I think he should keep it as a award because he worked hard for it. But at the same time, if he loses it, I don't think he needs to say anything. I think he needs to take his L, like Chris took his L, and move on with life. I'm Val, and I'm done talking.
Okay. Lucky, what do you think? Should he keep it?
I'm gonna say my let him keep it because that was some great acting between him and Chris. So yeah, you might as well let him keep it. Plus I think that I think the Oscars was in on it as well. I think they knew what was happening, and I think they knew that they need to get their ratings up because it's like I said earlier, it's like you brought back Chris. You got Will and Jada right up in the front. It just seemed all so cliche to me. So yeah, might as well let him keep it. Because and I'm one that knows a lot of those award shows be rigged anyway, so we knew he was gonna win it. So come on.
Gotcha. Okay. I think it was tailored for him as well. I believe you're right about that, Luck. Sharoyce, what you got from us? For us.
Man, I have to agree with India because, as a celebrity, when you allow emotions to color your thoughts and dictate your actions or whatnot to where you will make an irrational decision like that, then you don't deserve any of them accolades that you accumulated for that night because of the fact that you have to stay abreast of the fact that you're Will Smith. So many children aspire to be like you. So you basically doing that tells them that it's okay to act like that in that circumstance. It's okay to basically let a white collar joke push you to the edge. And it's okay to react a certain way when you sit back down. That's all I got. Yeah, he don't deserve that.
Gotcha. Okay. Next topic, I think this one is going to be the show closer. All right. So this question is asking: did they all contribute to what happened, and how could it have played out better? So basically, the three people that are in question right now particularly are Chris, Will, and of course Jada, because she was the topic of discussion that set the whole thing off. So, and in that question, do you feel that Jada contributed to that situation at all happening? India?
Yeah, I actually do think Jada contributed to that situation. Only reason being, again, they're both in the public light. So knowing that her husband was getting up, she knows her husband better than anybody. And I think ultimately, I understand he was protecting her, or he thought he was protecting her, but in reality, what should have happened was, let's play grit ball. Let's go to legal round. If that's really what y'all want to do. But I think I think too, Chris Rock knowing Will Smith personally, I think maybe I probably wouldn't have pushed the button on that joke. Because I do try to, even as a comedian, I still try to be considerate of those around me. And there's just certain levels to my humor. Even if it is with my loved ones, there's just some stuff I'm not going to say. So knowing that, and it's possibility, did Chris Rock know that she's dealing with alopecia? If he did that, then yeah, he's a part of the problem too, because, like he said, even beforehand, he said that, hey, Jada, look, I love you, can't wait to see the next G.I. Jane come out. So it was almost as if he knew he was treading on thin ice, but he went for it anyway. But I think overall, I'm not going to say Will is a victim because, again, he was just in a vulnerable moment where he had the opportunity to be human, and that's what he did. But I think overall, everybody played a vital role in that situation. And again, it's just unfortunate to see that, unfold on national TV. But that's my 2 cents.
Gotcha. And how could it have played out better in your mind? This question is a two-parter.
I think ultimately, like if it was my husband and he was getting up, I'm gonna tell his ass to sit down. Hey, look, if we got to go to the concrete, tell Chris, hey, meet us on the block, so be it. If it meant picking up a phone, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So even if it was a moment of public embarrassment for Jada and Will, there's still an alternative option to choose peace over violence. So I think that, I think for the most part, they could have been civil about it. Like I said, they could have even went the legal route if that's what they wanted to do. But he opted to get up and, like Chris Rock said, slap the shit out of him. And again, it's unfortunate, but I definitely think, it could have been handled better. It could have been handled in a more mature, responsible way. But again, that's just my 2 cents, but I probably would have still smacked him anyway.
All right, smack him and then give him the civil suit. All right, Val, what you got for us?
Okay, so did they all contribute to what transpired, and how could it have been
better
handled better?
Yeah.
So did they all contribute? I'm going to say yes, even though all we saw was Jada's discomfort. We don't know if she said anything to Will. We don't know if she told him, you better get up there and slap the shit out of him. This is what I'm talking about. You don't never defend me. So we don't know the why, right? Or she could have been like, I'd have slapped the shit out of you. You sitting over there laughing. And he probably got up and slapped Chris because he didn't want to get hit. We don't know. So I do feel like Jada may have contributed to the situation simply because she did show her discomfort. And we also don't know what transpired when they rolled the cameras back to Chris. As far as Will could have definitely sat there and thought about what the bigger picture. What are we here for? As comedians, what do we do? My wife does look like Demi Moore from G.I. Jane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this had anything to do with alopecia at all. And I'm kind of hating that that's the narrative that people are painting, because Chris Rock just does. I don't think he would have did that. I think he probably would have used another joke that, he could have, I don't know. I just don't think he was being malicious. I don't think this is really all about alopecia. Will definitely should have figured out what are we here for? We're here to get an Oscar. Let's get this Oscar. Let's go home. Like India said, if you want to fight, swap it out at the after party. Catch his ass backstage. Like you could have caught him on his way to the limo and snuck him, if that's what you really wanted to do. And let's see, Chris, I think Chris was just doing his job. I think Chris was doing his job as a comedian. He was doing his job as a host, as a hostess, and as a stand-up comedian. I don't disagree with what he did or said. I don't think he was being rude, mean, malicious. And but I do feel like this shit set us back as a staff, a record label, and as a crew. I feel like him slapping him on national TV as America's sweetheart, the golden child or whatever, you slapping him on national TV at the Oscars, which is predominantly an all-white event. You got two black men slapping on each other, being hit, then they being fined for cursing. Will Smith said he didn't curse, but you was cursing last night. So I don't know. I just think that it could have played out. They could have did something totally different. However, honestly, if you're going to do it, go for the gusto. You should have punched him. I mean, knocked him out. If you're going to get up there and do something, don't bitch slap him. If I was Chris, I wouldn't have signed up for that. You would have had to punch me, Will, and knock me out. I'm Val. I'm done.
Okay, Lucky, what you got, man?
I'm sorry, they didn't want me out with this one.
I feel you. Go ahead.
Well, like I said earlier, I definitely think, it was all staged, and they all definitely contributed to the situation. Especially Jada, you know what I mean? At this point, I think everyone, like I said, I think even Oscars, I think they looked at it, hey, you know what I mean? What more can Jada do to tarnish this man's name? We might as well play it all the way out. You know what I mean? So hey, but on the flip side, how could they have played it a lot better? You know what I mean? I think that if they we're looking to get, the ratings and things like that, I think more it could have been more of an argument or something like that. Him rushing up their security, rushing in and catching, make it look like a altercation, but without doing it in the aspect in which they did it. But it's like because that way it makes the black community just look bad. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all boycotted to get y'all foot in the door, and here we are. We get y'all a whole black production team. We let a female black artist perform. We bring back a black host. The two people that boycotted, we gave y'all front row seats. And in white America, they looking at it like, they did all that, and see what they did. You see how they are. That's why we don't let them do nothing. It's like it's a slap to the black community. So I think if they was going to do it, they could have done it a whole lot more classier, to where it didn't go that way, and they could have did it. And if this wasn't staged, is that something that could have been done off camera? When they could have cut to a commercial, then we'll rush up there. That way, all you can go off of is what people were seeing. But to do it live on camera, I think that was just tech.
Got you. I feel that. Sharoyce, muted, brother. Unmute yourself.
Oh, my bad. I think that Jada was basically the one who, was like the one who got everything jumping off. Like the catalyst for everything is because, like, when the joke was said and then it landed, and Will was snickering, but he looked over the Jada and seen her texting August out, saying that lit a fire on his ass. And then he had to do what the hell he had to do. How I think that it should have been handled or whatnot, they colleagues. They done, Chris Rock done been on Fresh Prince, and they done took various pictures together. Like they friends. So look at him. He could have waited to, like, pull him to the side and let him know that, oh, hey, look at here, I didn't appreciate this, that, and the third. And then Chris would have told him it was all love, because let's be real, Jada was bald her whole damn career. Nobody knew nothing about no alopecia. I'm like, damn, like, when was Jada not bald? She just recently came out with it, and Chris Rock was supposed to have known. Chris Rock got Chris Rock shit going on. And that's why I think you should turn up on me. Follow me. All right.
All right. So to close out the show, since this is the plug, we have everybody plug themselves and what they got going on. So first, before we have everybody tell us what they got going on, I want to thank all of the panelists for this particular discussion this evening. Starting with India. What you got going on, India? Plug yourself.
Let's see. Well, aside from me being a light-skinned Jamaican, I do a little bit of everything. So pretty much right now, I do have a comedy show coming up. I believe it's May 7th at Memories with Dwayne Cobb. It is all female lineup. I should have some more shows rolling out here soon. Otherwise, I've just been in my school books, working on this doctorate degree and trying to stay sucker free. So that's really about it. So definitely, if you guys are listening, following, watching, be sure to go like my fan page, Indy's Got Jokes. You can keep up with all my comedy shows, some of my skits, and just some of my random entertainment.
Okay. Val, what you got going on?
I am Valenice the Beast. No, I'm Valenice B. I'm on Valenice B on all platforms. I actually have a show April 2nd in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tickets are $10 in advance. You can reach Dwayne Cobb for that. For those of you who are from the Indianapolis area and familiar with Dwayne Cobb. Also, if you go on my social media page, you will see the flyer. You can contact him for tickets in advance. 15 at the door. It's at Memories. Showtime is at 8:30. Be there or be square. You can find me on social media. Like I said, Valenice B. I have a second chance staffing agency if anybody has a spotty background and needs a job. And I also have a consulting business where I prepare taxes and I do personal credit repair and business credit building and small business formation if you need help with that.
Right, so you heard it here first, folks. If you are fresh out of the penitentiary, hit up Val.
Hit me up.
Hit up. All right. Lucky, what you got going on?
Okay, I got a show tonight. You know me right here live on this stage. You know, Dwayne didn't book me, so I had to do my show right here. But no, I know. Lucky, I'm a marketing and media guru. You know, I always keep a lot of things moving. I'm also the program director of The Plug online as well. So, you know what I mean, tap in with the state. And, you know, hit us up. Let us know, you know, what you want to hear, things like that. And, you know, and follow me at Lucky7467 on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Turn up on me. Everybody stuff.
Word. Sharoyce, Mr. Turn Up on it. What's that? What you got going on, sir? Muted again. You can't turn up and be muted, bro.
No. Y'all thought I was muted. I was just momming. All right, look at here. So I don't got all that extra special shit that they got going on. You know, I just be up in this truck trying to keep my rearage down or whatnot. And, you know, pay child support, medical, vision, and dental. But on the side, my side hustle, which hasn't paid off yet, I be rapping and all that shit. So look at here. You can follow me on at Sharoyce, SHAROYCE _ And look at here. I'm single, and I'm going to be single for a long ass time. Turn up on me.
All right, folks. Thanks again to the panelists. This has been His and Hers on the Plug Network. We're gonna bring it back to you next week, depending on what happens next. So look, we have no idea what the future holds, folks. Okay, Oprah might get into a fight with Martha Stewart in Whole Foods. We don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't know this was gonna happen. So, till next time, stay plugged in.
If you or someone you know would like to be a panelist on His and Hers, email us at production@plugnetworkonline.com. Subject line, His and Hers. Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you. telling what's gonna happen. It's his and hers. Let's jump in.